All right, welcome back to the One Bar and Luppigus Show. I'm One Bar. In this episode, we're going to be talking about the hot topic. We're talking Mike Zimmer, if it's justified for him to get fired. And I'm going to give a scenario where I feel it would be justified for him to get fired, not just fired, but fired in season. Right now, I think the Vikings mindset, and this is just pulling it out of my ass, but I think they're on the mindset of let's finish the season. Let's get through it. They don't want to fire him mid-season. There's not much of a real point in doing so. We're 1-5. We're not going anywhere. There's not a coach on the staff right now that there's probably looked at as a possible long-term replacement. What do? They fire him and put Kubiak as the head coach? You might as well just leave Zimmer. I mean, Zimmer has done a lot for this franchise. Love him or hate him, he's been a very good coach. And I think the Wilfs want to do him justice, let him get through the year. We'll see what happens. That said, if they were also to lose their next game and they fire him, I wouldn't argue it. I just think the Vikings have a different plan. That said, I'm giving you a plan where I think they would force their hand, where they would have to fire him. They have, in the next 4 games, they got the Packers, Lions, Bears, and Cowboys. Not overly easy, especially when you're not as good as the Vikings. If they go through these 4 games and we're 1-9, Mike Zimmer will get fired. If he doesn't get fired, then it would be a miracle. The Packers right now 4-1. They play the Texans next week. They'll be 5-1 when we play the Vikings. Let's be real. It would be a shock for the Vikings to beat the Packers. For me, going into that game, that's going to be my Super Bowl for the year. That would be the only win right now that I'll actually get very excited about, that I really want the Vikings to win. Of course, everybody else does too. Nobody wants to lose to the Packers. So that would be fantastic, but chances are we're going to lose. Lions right now, they have Atlanta and the Colts before we play them. So realistically, they'll probably be about 3-4. And I hate to say it, but we have no right in beating the Lions right now. So Bears right now 5-1. They play the Rams, Saints, Titans, and then the Vikings. So the Bears have a real legit chance of being 7-2. As crazy it is to think that the Bears are good, I still can't get my brain wrapped around that. Their defense is very good, very legit. And they have a good chance of being 7-2 when we play them. And after we play them, they'll probably be 8-2. So we have a tough time with the Bears, even when they're bad. They're good this year. Very tough game to win. And then the Cowboys. Cowboys have been almost as shitty as the Vikings. They're 2-4 now. They got Washington, Eagles, Steelers. They'll probably go 1-2 there. So they'll probably be 3-5 by the time they play us. None of these games are easy. None of these games are going to be nothing's a shoe-in, but none of these games are just like, okay, we're probably going to win that one. We will be underdogs in every one of those damn games. If we go 0-4 in this stretch, especially the 3 in the division, and then losing to a Dallas team that has been very bad, I think Zimmer, then it would be justified for the Wilfs just to say, thanks, man, ain't happening. More so not for the fact that obviously they're not going to turn it around or anything, but just cutting the cord. The fan base will be going crazy. And if we're 1-9 at that point, we don't get a surprise win out of here. It wasn't meant to be. So that is what I'm going with as far as when I think it would be justified for Zimmer to get fired in season. Let me know down below your thoughts on Zimmer. Should he be fired? Should they stick it out? Should he be back next year? Let me hear what you're thinking.